Today, in our History on This Day series, we're re-diving into the life of a man whose name has become synonymous with treason in American history. On January 14, 1741, Benedict Arnold was born in Norwich, Connecticut. But how did this celebrated war hero turn into the most notorious traitor in the nation's history? Let's unravel the story. Before he was a traitor, Benedict Arnold was one of the most brilliant and effective commanders in the Continental Army. He was a successful merchant before the war, and when the conflict broke out, he jumped into action. His early career was nothing short of heroic. Remember the capture of Fort Ticonderoga in 1775? Arnold was a key player in that crucial early victory, seizing essential cannons that would later be used to drive the British out of Boston. He showed incredible bravery and strategic genius. Then came the epic and grueling expedition to Quebec. Arnold led a force of over 1,000 men through the harsh wilderness of Maine in the dead of winter. The conditions were brutal. They faced starvation, disease, and freezing temperatures. Many men turned back, and many others perished. But Arnold pushed forward, demonstrating unbelievable resilience and leadership. Despite being wounded in the leg during the assault on Quebec City, he earned widespread admiration for his courage. His leg would never fully heal, a constant reminder of his sacrifice. His heroism didn't stop there. In 1777, at the battles of Saratoga, Arnold once again played a pivotal role. Defying the orders of his superior, General Horatio Gates, Arnold rode into the heart of the battle, rallying the American troops, and leading a series of daring charges that shattered the British lines. This victory was a massive turning point in the Revolutionary War. It convinced France to formally enter the war as an American ally, providing the money, troops, and naval support that would ultimately secure independence. Many historians argue that without Arnold's audacious actions at Saratoga, the battle might have been lost. Yet, General Gates took all the credit, barely mentioning Arnold in his official report to Congress. So, if he was such a hero, what went wrong? This is where the story gets complicated. A combination of factors began to eat away at him. First, there was a deep-seated feeling of being underappreciated and overlooked. Despite his battlefield successes, he was repeatedly passed over for promotion by the Continental Congress in favor of less experienced but politically better connected officers. The public credit for his victories, like at Saratoga, was often given to others. This bred a powerful sense of resentment. He felt his sacrifices, including his permanently injured leg, were not being recognized. Then came the financial strain. Arnold had spent a significant amount of his own personal fortune to fund his military campaigns and support his troops. He submitted expense reports to Congress, but they were scrutinized, delayed, and in some cases, outright rejected. Accusations of financial impropriety were leveled against him. While serving as the military governor of Philadelphia after the British evacuated, he lived an extravagant lifestyle and mingled with loyalist sympathizers. This led to a court-martial, and though he was mostly cleared, he received a formal reprimand from George Washington himself. This public humiliation was a major blow to his already fragile pride. His personal life also played a crucial role. In Philadelphia, he met and married Peggy Sheepon, a young woman from a prominent Loyalist family. She was charming, intelligent, and had connections to the British. It was through these connections that the seeds of treason were sown. Peggy was friends with a British officer named Major John Andre, as Arnold's bitterness towards the American cause grew. Fueled by his perceived mistreatment and mounting debts, he began to see a different path forward. A path that involved switching sides. Fueled by a desire for money, recognition, and perhaps revenge, Arnold initiated secret correspondence with the British High Command, using his wife Peggy as a key intermediary. The ultimate prize he offered was West Point. In 1780, Arnold actively lobbied for and secured command of this critically important fortress on the Hudson River. West Point was the linchpin of American defenses. If it fell into British hands, they could control the Hudson, effectively cutting New England off from the rest of the colonies and potentially ending the war in their favor. The plan was meticulously crafted. Arnold would systematically weaken West Point's defenses and then hand over the plans to Major Andre in September 1780. Arnold and Andre met in secret near the fort to finalize the details. However, the plot unraveled when Andre was captured by American militiamen while traveling back to British lines. The incriminating documents, detailing West Point's vulnerabilities and written in Arnold's own hand, were found hidden in his boot. When news of Andre's capture reached Arnold, he knew the game was up, made a hasty escape, abandoning his post and fleeing to a British warship, the Vulture, which was waiting for him on the Hudson River. He managed to escape just hours before George Washington arrived at West Point for a planned inspection. Washington was stunned and deeply betrayed by the news. He famously said, "Arnold has betrayed us. Whom can we now trust?" The betrayal cut deep, as Washington had been a mentor and supporter of Arnold. The British rewarded Arnold for his treachery, but not as handsomely as he had hoped. He was made a brigadier general in the British Army and received a sum of money, but he was never fully trusted by his new comrades. They saw him as a traitor, just as the Americans did. He led British raids against Virginia and his home state of Connecticut, burning towns and causing destruction, which only solidified his villainous reputation in America. After the war, he moved to England with Peggy. He tried to re-establish himself as a merchant, but was met with social ostracism and financial difficulties. The man who had been a hero to one nation and a potential savior to another found himself respected by neither. Benedict Arnold died in London in 1801, a lonely and embittered man. His name was erased from monuments, and his legacy was forever cemented as America's archetypal traitor. The story is a fascinating cautionary tale about how pride, resentment, and a sense of entitlement can corrupt even the bravest of heroes. It forces us to ask complex questions about honor, loyalty, and what drives a person to betray their country. From celebrated war hero on January 14, 1741, to the most infamous traitor in American history, Benedict Arnold's life is a dramatic and tragic chapter in the story of the nation's founding. What do you think? Was Arnold a victim of circumstance, or was he a villain from the start? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this dive into history, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more stories from the past. We'll see you next time.